Hello, I'm your host, Kayla Nice. Our mission of the Foundation is to research, document, record, and preserve, present and publish the personal stories and family histories of the greater area of Elk Grove. But why is this undertaking important? We asked several people around Elk Grove to give us their opinions on the question. Here are some of their responses. Rick Grimshaw, owner of the Davis Ranch in Slough House, offers his views of why recording your history is important.
I would want to know my history even if I just moved here last week. Your own personal history. It would be important to me to know where I'm at. For each and every person out there, they are the beginnings of a history story for their family from there on. I always tell people that you ought to write things down, almost journals, just to give to your kids so they can give it to the grandkids so it can be passed down, because it's almost like a treasure. For you don't think nothing of it, your everyday activities and what you do and what you think and your aspirations and what you love in life. But can you imagine, like 3 or 4 generations down, being handed that and seeing what your great-grandfather loved, or what they did, what life was like, really what life was like. It's changed so much since William Grimshaw's time, when he run a horse down to Stockton. There was no bridges. He had to ford every stream and river they had to ford. And there was just rows and rows of Thule elk just running, wild out there, and millions and millions of ducks and geese. The wildlife here was completely different of what you see. You don't even see it. Elk Grove was named after the elk, Thule elk. There are no Thule elk here, but there certainly was at one time. But having all that history, even if you're new to the areas, what is this place? How did it become named Elk Grove? How did it end up here? Why is this even a town here?
Doris Holm, longtime Elk Grove resident, teacher and community leader, shares her perspectives on why everyone has a story to tell.
All I can think of is every person here has a story. When you just get started, these folks who hardly ever say boo when you're having lunch or anything have a long, as you ask, just start asking questions like that. It's wonderful what you can do to bring out the history and the feelings and the emotions that go with it and everything. I kept thinking to myself, I'm 91, what do I do now? I quit playing golf. I started a golf group. I started a card group. I started this, and I've been president of everything I've ever done. I've been involved with the community forever. And so what now? I think here I am. All I can be is what God put me here for, is be the best person I can be for people who are around me and be friends. But is there anything else? We love to talk about what we know, and so people here will do the same.
Elizabeth Pinkerton, Elk Grove historian and educator, offers her views on the work of the Foundation in recording oral histories of the greater Elk Grove area.
I'm very impressed with what David Lima has been doing, keeping track of our history and recording almost 100 people so they can tell their stories and talk about Elk Grove and what it was like here and where their families came from, and just so we can keep track of the history. And it's very impressive. Plus the 4 events where the public is invited to find out stories and hear about families. That's very impressive too. So it's all available for people to see and listen to, and reaching in a big circle around Elk Grove, and that covers a lot, not just Elk Grove, but Slough House, Dillard, Franklin, Pleasant Grove, Sierra Enterprise, Florin, you're getting them all. And each community is different. Florin is very different from Dillard. Franklin is very different from Pleasant Grove, but there are a lot of similarities too. And when you go back and you look, where did people come from? Why did they come to this area? Which ones go back to the gold mining days? Which ones came here as farmers later? And which ones came even after that, and what brought them here? So it's just a variety of stories from all over. Plus people coming from many other countries, whether it was from Mexico or the Portuguese that came from the Azores, or the Dutch that came during World War II or right after. And then, of course, everything that happened with the Southeast Asians. Huge amounts of people from all over, from Laos, from Cambodia, from Vietnam, and then later from the African countries and from other European countries. We've got people in Elk Grove that have come from all over the world, and people that are in leadership positions as well, whether it's City Council or Elk Grove School District or Cosumnes Community Services District. We represent the diversity of the world.
Ken Miller, president of the Elk Grove Historical Society, offers his views on the work of the foundation.
Hello there, this is Ken Miller, member of the Elk Grove Historical Society as president, and I'm here to talk a little bit about the Linda May and Lima Foundation. I think that the foundation has really been helpful to the community of Elk Grove. They're able to do things that we really can't do at the Historical Society. They're able to tape people that had history attached to them based on age and experience and bring it into a recording that we can use for years and years to come. And we at the Historical Society just don't have the people with the expertise, the equipment, or the interest, I guess, to do this detailed process. So thanks to David Lima and his group of people, they do fantastic work here in Elk Grove, and the County of Sacramento bringing history to those that want to visit it occasionally.
Mel Pearson, Foundation board member and lifelong resident of the Elk Grove area, offers insights into the creation of the foundation and its body of work.
Hello, I'm Mel Pearson. As I sit down in the summer of 2019 to record the Pearson family story, I think back over the last almost 4 years. It was late fall 2015 when Dave Lima, over dinner at the Brick House in Elk Grove, shared an idea he had to honor his late wife, Linda. It was her passion to collect local family stories in the Elk Grove area and pass them on to her children. It was Dave's idea to do exactly that, but to share it with the entire community and beyond. He asked me if I would make a small recording of my ancestors, and I did. It is called The Patterson Story. The next thing you know, he is telling me I am the master storyteller, and he began to build the Linda May and Lima Foundation into what it is today. I am so grateful to be able to participate, and I hope to contribute for many years to come.
This audiocast is a production of the Linda May and Lima Foundation and is protected by copyright. To enjoy other audiocasts and get information about the year-round activities of the Foundation, please visit our website at lmmlfoundation.org.